My name's Jeff Makarevich, and welcome to Wine and Dine with Jeff, where I'll make a healthy dinner from start to finish and pair it with wines from around the world. Let's fill up that glass. Hi, I'm Jeff Makarevich, and welcome to Wine and Dine with Jeff. Today, we're doing Chicken Marsala. It's an easy weeknight dinner. You'll have it on the table in a matter of 20 minutes, but I guarantee you, you're not going to be missing out on any of the flavor. And we're pairing it with this Beaujolais from France. Ooh! You are going to love it, guaranteed, but I'll tell you a little bit more about that later. So we have our chicken breasts right here. Let's get some salt and pepper on both sides of them. I have them butterflied open, so you could use butterfly chicken breasts, or you could use the cutlets, and that is just a butterfly chicken breast cut in half. That's what the cutlets are. So you could use either one. These are for quick cooking. So these will cook in the matter of 4 to 5 minutes, depending on the actual thickness of your chicken breast here. So we got our salt and pepper on them, and the Marsala sauce, ooh, it's gonna be rich and decadent. You are gonna love it, love it. So we have some olive oil heating up in the pan here, and it's already shimmering, so it's ready, but before that, we are gonna drop them right here into a flour bed, just to get a little bit of flour on them. And then we're going to put them right from the flour right into our olive oil. All right. And we will let that go, like I said, 4 to 5 minutes. They're going to go so fast on each side. And then we'll take them out of the pan and we'll brown up some mushrooms and some prosciutto. Oh, the sauce is gonna be decadent. Okay, we'll let that go. Woo! That's what you want to hear. You want to see that bubbling, and you don't want to overcrowd the pan either, because you don't want the chicken to steam. You want to get a nice brown on each side here. So we'll let that go. Let's get our chicken out of the pan. It is done. Look how golden brown this is. This is beautiful. Very beautiful. Okay, and right to that. It is sizzling. That pan is ready. If it needs a little more oil, add a little more oil to your pan. Use the same pan. Please, we want all those great drippings. And to that, we're going to be adding our prosciutto. All this can be added at the same time. And the type of prosciutto that I used, by the way, and the cremini mushrooms. Let me get back to this first. I'm going to put them all at the same time. I love to do half on the creminis, just so you know that you're just getting this nice chunk of cremini mushrooms. And you want them all touching the bottom of the pan here. And I don't like to salt the mushrooms, you know that. Because it'll draw all the liquid out. And this will go about 7 minutes. You want to brown up everything. And that prosciutto, I used a thick cut prosciutto, so it could take a good 7 minutes, a good browning in the pan along with the mushrooms themselves. If you're getting the pre-cut prosciutto that is very paper thin, a very good tip is to add that a little bit later when the mushrooms are almost brown, because it will burn by the end of that. But this is a thick cut prosciutto that I just cut up myself, and we'll let that get all nice and caramelized and brown, and then we're going to hit it with our Marsala sauce. And before we hit it with the Marsala with wine, I do have some shallots here that we're going in, and after we make a bed of the shallots in here, and you shouldn't need any more oil, and this is going to be really fast. And some garlic. We want to add some garlic in there too. This is literally just going to sweat out for no more than a minute or so. and that's going to go really, really fast. But in the meantime, before we throw our Marsala wine in, let's talk about our Beaujolais. This is a beautiful wine from France, and why it pairs so well. Let me tell you a little bit about it first. It's a Gamay grape, and it just has notes of cherry and raspberry and strawberry. And the acidity is just perfect, and it just pairs up lovely with this Marsala sauce, which is a little bit sweet on its own. But you will definitely love this. It's very, very light-bodied wine, almost like a Pinot. Okay, it looks like we've sweated out there enough. Let's dump in our Marsala sauce here. Woo! Hear that? That's what you want to hear. Now you are going to cook that wine out. We are going to reduce that about half. So let that go a couple minutes, let that simmer and do all its thing. And you can know by the smell, won't be able to smell the alcohol. And if it's reduced by half, you're good to go. Then we're going to add our chicken stock in there. And our Marsala wine, if you don't know anything about it, it's a fortified wines. And what that means is that it takes distilled liquors like brandy and infuses it with the wine and gives it this lush, beautiful flavor. If you haven't worked with our Marsala before, it is so easy to work with. They're very inexpensive, so it is not an expensive wine to grab. So we'll just let that reduce and hit it with some chicken stock. Okay. As you can see, our wine has definitely reduced, and it smells so good in here. It really does. You're going to love the flavor of this. And right now, I'm going to add in some chicken stock to this. And there's a few reasons why I'm not adding salt right now. And chicken stock is one of them, even though I'm using a low sodium one. You also have a lot of salt in that prosciutto. So you want to taste the sauce at the end to see if it needs salt or not salt. So we're going to let that even reduce in half again. And then we're just going to add 2 pads of butter and some fresh parsley, and we are done. We're going to add the chicken right back in. Look how rich and beautiful this sauce is. Now we're going to add 2 cold pads of butter. And let's stir those in, and that is going to make the sauce even more decadent and creamy. And as that melts in, what we're going to do is we're going to also add in, now look, see the change of the consistency of the sauce with those 2 pads of butter? It just thickens it up and just becomes this rich, beautiful sauce. And fresh Italian flat leaf parsley is going in to finish it off, and you have to put your chicken back in, right? So and don't forget what I always say when I'm putting chicken back in, this is liquid gold right here. See that pouring? That is liquid gold. Do not forget those pan drippings that are in the pan itself. So now what you want to do, you do not want to let this go for long now on here. You just want to put some of the sauces over top of the chicken and just let the chicken simmer for like a minute, not too long. You don't want to overcook the chicken. You definitely don't want to let it sit here and boil in this liquid. So this is a nice little, because that'll make it chewy. This is a nice little simmer on top of the chicken right here. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? And checking on the sauce for salt. Doesn't need it, I'm telling you. With the prosciutto and the chicken stock, it has enough sodium in it. But if you need more, you do you. Add a little sodium. I am done. Let's plate up. I would first like to thank all my subscribers. And if you're not yet a subscriber, hit that subscribe button so you can join in on all of our weekly fun so you won't miss out on any of my recipes. Let's dig into this chicken marsala. The smell is amazing, I have to say. Oh wow, very, very tender. Look how easy that was. Okay, I gotta get some mushroom and some prosciutto. Wow, that is so delicious. Just a little bit of that sweetness from that marsala wine and the prosciutto, and oh, it just all marries together so perfectly. I hope you try this recipe. And thanks for stopping by Wine and Dine, and we'll see you next week.